the Indus River to the ancient Hindus. The Indus flowed from the mouth of the lion, Sindh Bob. They described the river in Sanskrit as the Sindhus. Then Greeks named it Sindhus, followed by Romans Sindhus and Chinese Sintao. Then came Persians who named it Abysin. Pliny first used the name Indus, as history tells us. India was named after Indus, and through accidents and navigations to Indonesia, and the West Indies, to the Red Indians, and now to the world's single water development program. The river Indus flows across India, Pakistan, Nepal, India, and Indus River covers about 901,321 square kilometers, which is about 348,000 square miles, from which 528,360 square kilometers lie in Pakistan. It starts from Tibet, where it ran through a high plateau about 3,180 kilometers. After that it gains momentum as it drops rapidly. There it cuts its way to north-west between Himalaya and Karakoram. Entering in Kashmir, it crosses the ceasefire line between Pakistan and India defined by United Nations and enters in Baltistan area of Pakistan. The first town which Indus River meets is Skardu, which is almost 2,288 meters above sea level. Below Skardu, Karakoram and Himalaya becomes close in, and Indus become a deep, tossing itself through canyons of naked rocks. In a brief widening of its valley, the clear jade-green Gilgit River foams down to meet it from Hindu Kush, and from east it is joined by Aster. Thus reinforced, its new twists and swirls along the through between the Hindu Kush to the north and huge rampart of Nanga Parbat in the east. All along with this it sometimes cracks the glaciers, and sometimes glaciers slides into the Indus, stopping it to form a lake, so that Indus goes on. At last, just above the village called Tarbala, Indus breaks itself from Hindu Kush, where one of the largest dams in world has been built on it to hold and control the Indus for irrigation and power generation. After Tarbala, the Indus runs through a wide and shallow space to the Potwar Plateau. Then it comes to Attock, where Akbar the Great built an fort in 1586. Here Indus gathers itself again to become a force to enter in Salt Range, another mountain obstacle in its way. Although it's the last obstacle on Indus, at Calabar, 1,000 miles away from its source and almost same distance still to cover, it enters in the plains of Punjab. Here at Calabar there was a proposal for big dam, and some primary work has been done, but since it becomes controversial from day one, so it's still incomplete project. Indus makes a dramatic turn now as it enters in Punjab, because till now it was fighting with mountain ranges dropping down, leaning up, narrow places. It crossed till now, but here it starts becoming wider. It spreads itself so wide that sometimes it is hardly possible to see one bank standing on another with naked eyes. In summers, when the snow and ice melts in the north, it brings flow in river, which sometimes cause flood. But in winter, when the river is low, one can see islands and sand banks at the surface of the river, along with clear water channels flowing in the maze around sand banks. When the river is slow, it drops the silt it has carried from the upper mountain regions, which cause Indus to rise its bed. In heavy floods, perhaps a glacier dam breached, or a monsoon arrives before the summer snow melt, it may charge out of its bed and cut into a new channel in plains. Only one or two relatively unimportant tributaries flows into Indus from the western mountains near Afghanistan at the beginning of its journey across the plains. But halfway to the sea, the Indus is joined by the greatest of all its tributaries from the east, the Panchand, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. Each has traveled from a different path of Himalaya, uniting only some 80 kilometers 50 miles before they meet to Indus. Below the twin towns of Hyderabad and Kotri, the Indus runs south to delta of tamarisks, scrubs, and salt water rushes where the great river spreads out in dozens of channels dropping into creeks and ditches. 16 kilometers, almost 10 miles beyond the coast of Arabian Sea, is discolored by the silt of Indus, and beneath its waters a deep canyon marks the channel of the river. Here Indus, which traveled into mountains, cutting them, fighting with high altitudes, driving around enormous sands, carves the last gorge in the seabed. Indus River is also known as creator of early man civilizations in the history, which starts from, according to historians, in 2500 BC. It not only created but also curate many civilization on its banks till now. The most common known civilization associated with Indus River is Mohenjo-daro, followed by Harappa, founded in Pakistan. This river is also the main source of cultivation of crops and irrigation system, which provide food and exports to Pakistan. The growth of well-known irrigation systems permitted the homegrown population to deliver food for them. Wheat and rice are main crops, though rice, peas, cotton, and sugar cane are also cultivated. And it also helped fishermen by having wide range of fishes available for fishing, which is used locally and also exported. Banks of Indus River witnessed man grown up to this modern age, and many civilizations and religions like Buddhism, Hinduism, monotheism, polytheism, Islam, etc., and not only witnessed it, supports and helps them in many ways. In some areas of Sindh province there is also a Thanksgiving Day celebrated to Indus River by the locals, by showering rose petals in it.